Welcome back in, guys, inside the pod with Lou here. Like we start every podcast with a Bible verse, and today's Bible verse led us to Isaiah 41:10. And the word of God states, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victories, with my victorious right hand." Isaiah 41:10. And with that being said, I'm with.
Isaiah Washington, stand-up comedian from Fresno, California. What's up, Lou?
Hey, what's up, bro? Thank you for stopping by, man.
Man, of course, had to pull up to the good old Fireball. We
I
out
know.
here in the cuts, Josh Allen land.
Josh Allen, land, bro.
Okay,
And it's
cool.
kind of funny because, like, initially, I had seen you. We were at a concert for Concrete.
Yeah,
And me, my boy Oscarin, and my homie Tito, we did it, and then they had brought the security guard up.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah,
hey man, I'm
yeah.
gonna do a thing, and then you did really good, and it was
Thank
like,
you.
man, this guy came up, and I thought it was part of the show. Or
Yeah.
how was that? Was that like just kind of like you freestyled it, or did you know they were gonna call you up, or?
That day I didn't know they were going to call me up, but what happened was the night before, Concrete did like
Like
five,
3 shows, huh?
five, I think 4 shows
Okay.
sold out. And then the night before I was working security, and I was working like I was being security when he was taking photos and stuff.
Okay.
And then like a lot of people recognized me from the videos online, and they kept telling Concrete like, "Oh, like hey, you should put him up. He does stand up, da da da." I wasn't really pushing. I was doing my job. I was just,
Yeah.
like I was kind of embarrassed a little bit. Like shout out to the city, but I was just like,
Yeah, no,
"Hey
for
man,
sure.
I'm just trying to do my job." And they kept pointing at me like, "Hey, he's a funny dude. Da, da, he does." And then at the end of the night, Concrete was like, he was like, "Hey, bro, you do stand up?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I do stand up. Like I've been doing stand up." And like at that time, like when you seen me, I was kind of like, even though people like a lot of people see me like the first time, that's the first time they see me. But I was doing stand up already, what, 4 years? So it wasn't like a
Like it kind of put you on the spot and just do it.
yeah, it was like it wasn't like I was just doing internet stuff and got put on stage. I did the internet stuff for stand up. Like all my internet stuff is like to get people to my stand up show. So I'm a stand up comedian first, then a content creator. So like when he told me, like tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Can you do like 3 to 5 minutes?" I was like, "Oh yeah, like I've been doing
Yeah,
this."
like
Even
this
though
is
he didn't know that, he was like he just hearing that I do internet stuff. So then the next day I had work, but I shout out to Full Circle because they like cool for the like artists and stuff like that. Basically, I just told my manager, I was like, "Hey man, I'm just going like, I think I switched on my shirt real quick, and then I'm going to switch my shirt up, do my set, and then go back to
yeah, because you were working the event.
yeah, I was working
So like I was our first ever comedy show.
yeah, okay,
And so like obviously being new
Yeah.
to like in general just social media, right?
yeah,
I had saw Concrete skits.
Yeah,
and
for
he's
sure.
funny, dude.
Yeah, he's a
and
funny
then the
dude.
one thing obviously about being from Fresno, right? He's
Yeah.
like, "What's up, perro?" You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone kind of like laughs.
Laughs, yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check this dude out. And so we would send each other in the group message like, "Hey, boom, this whatever
Yeah.
skit he had come out with, right?" And so we all it aligned perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And so we all went, and then so when we were there, I had never really been to a show.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect.
Okay,
I just
okay.
know like sometimes you guys can pick somebody out of a crowd.
Oh yeah, do
And so-
crowd work and play with y'all.
And I'm gonna be real, like I was kind of like, ugh.
Where were you sitting? Were
I
you
sat
sitting
like
in the back or
no,
you-
I was kind of
oh,
in the front.
Okay.
So I mean, I could have
Oh,
got picked out
all right,
technically.
you a brave one.
Yeah.
Some people get scared. They say way in the back.
Yeah, no, I sat like not super front, but I was
Yeah.
like literally like second row.
Okay.
And then so we were right there, and like I said, he wasn't really picking on nobody too hard.
Nah, he wasn't.
There was a guy on the corner, bro, and then he had said something to him, bro, hella funny, because he
Yeah.
came back from the restroom. He's
Okay.
like, "Next time, invite perro." You know? And then we're all like, "Oh shit!" And then so it was funny, like that's why when you had came up, I didn't know if that was part of the skit or it was like legit. And then when I kind of like looked back,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, this dude's actually working the event."
Yeah. Nah, that was just like day before Concrete. Shout out to Concrete, man,
Yeah,
because he
shout out
didn't
to
have to do that. You know what I mean? He had his show already intact, but he was just like, "Oh man, shit." Like now that I worked with him a couple other times, he's just like one of them dudes that like he'll give you at least an opportunity, and if you perform the right way, then he'll like you could like talk to him, maybe do more shows. It's up to where he's at in the moment, but
Yeah.
like he a cool dude. He's very down to earth, very giving, very caring, and like so he did. Like I said, he didn't have to do that, but like shout out to him for putting me on the stage and giving me that opportunity. Especially, I'm from Fresno, so doing it at my hometown is like pretty cool. Like hey,
Yeah.
like let me go out there and rock. But it was funny because I got back into security mode. I think I had to kick somebody out that night too. And they're like, "Weren't you the dude on stage?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but you got to go, bro."
Yeah, because I remember like I was like, "Damn, this dude's really working it." While I was kind of bringing up my homie Oscarin's Kitchen, shout out.
Yeah.
he's kind of a big time influencer,
Okay,
right?
for sure.
And so when we were in line to
Yeah.
see Concrete, right?
Yeah.
People started hitting him up for pictures.
Oh, okay.
And
that's
then
cool.
like it was, and I guess he had tried to hit up Concrete and like, hey, we should link up.
Okay.
But I guess he didn't see it till later. And then so
Ah,
we were waiting right there, and then like I don't know if he got uncomfortable,
okay.
and then he's just like, hey, I'm gonna bounce, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
You know, he's like he was with his girl, and
Okay. Okay.
and so then me and my girl were there with my other buddy, and then
Okay.
he was like, and we were like in the back of the line, you know,
Oh,
to
yeah,
take
yeah.
a picture, and he's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna bounce too, and
Mhm.
so me and my girl were like, and then we just ended up leaving.
Y'all ended up leaving.
But like I said, it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for it being our first time.
yeah, for
I
sure.
will tell you this though, bro. You get a little nervous, like when you guys work the crowd. 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
Certain
yeah.
comedians are cool. I mean, I'm not saying it's anything bad.
Oh, yeah.
But man, when they kind of come after some people,
Yeah.
they couldn't come after you.
Oh, yeah,
man.
we'll come
Gotta have
after y'all.
gotta have some thick
The-
skin.
especially nowadays, because crowd work right now is kind of like the hot thing in because social media, because inside baseball that people don't know about
Okay,
comedy
okay.
or a lot of people do know, a lot of people don't know. But if you're just watching it online, a lot of people think we like make up jokes every show or like it's just like freestyling up there. Actually, like jokes are really well crafted, well worked out for the most part. Like some jokes might take a year to get to where you want it to be. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So our sets are set, but we don't like putting our sets on the internet because once you see that,
Then it's like,
it-
I already
it's
watched
like,
it.
yeah, I already
It says
watched
the
that.
same stuff.
yeah. So if you come to my show and you're like, oh, I already heard most of those jokes, you kind of disappointed. It's not like a music where somebody can play the same song over and over and you're like, yeah, I want to hear that. Like,
Yeah.
like comedy, like if you already know the punchline, it's not going to be as funny. So to like be with the times and how social media is so fast and you got to put out clips and clips, a lot of comedians are going to crowd work because it is more freestyle, playing with the crowd, and it's not your material. So you put it online, you're not burning your material. It's like it feels good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of comedians, not saying Concrete would do this or whatever,
Yeah.
but a lot of comedians out there right now that are kind of like going after the crowd more so they can get the internet clip, because the more the internet clip boosts is, the more sales you get.
That's so true.
So right now it's like the crowd y'all is getting picked on. Like we out there sometimes if you especially if you heckle. If you don't know what heckling is, that means just like talking out of turn during a show. If you heckle, man, we coming for you. We coming for everything, man. You better not have no man boobs. I'm coming for you, even though I got them. Like we coming for you, man.
Yeah, no, I did hear you. Once again, I really don't watch podcasts. I was, kind of
Yeah.
pre-interviewed. I tried to make this podcast more real, raw, and authentic.
For sure.
But as I'm bringing more people on,
Yeah.
you said you had done a few, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't want to kind of go back to the jokes. You want to say the same stuff,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And so I shout out to Broke Boys, right?
Yeah,
I
shout
watched
out to Bro Boys.
I watched their podcast.
Yeah.
It was a good one, man. You
Yeah.
guys were at the Warner Theater.
Yeah, we're over there at the Warner Theater. Shout out to Michael Flowers, man, for making that happen. And shout out to Broke Boys interviewing me, man. They out here in Fresno doing their thing, you know?
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, and it's where it starts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of funny why I wanted to mention that is like, I only landed you because at the end of the day, you were on a live.
yeah.
And
yeah.
so somehow you came up on my feed.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was doing, bro, but I was doing something because I usually don't. Remember, I was just telling you,
Yeah,
I was
you
like, I need
yeah.
to go live a little more.
Yeah.
I need to do this and interact a little more.
Mhm.
And I clicked it. And then at the time, because you're at the end of the day, you're growing, bro. Like you got a good little following on
Thank you.
TikTok and Instagram,
Thank you, man.
And so I was like, how am I gonna ever? If I DM you, I'm probably never gonna see it.
Yeah,
You know. So then I just was like, hey, like I told you outside, bro.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed. You know.
For sure. Man.
Shooters gotta shoot. So
And he shot his shot.
I was like, hey, you want to come on a podcast? And
Yeah.
you're like, where's the pod at? And that's why it's kind of funny. We're talking about Fireball.
Yeah, yeah.
Today you're like, hey, bro, is the address right? Because
Yeah.
it's coming back Fireball. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, you didn't tell me that. And I'm like,
Yeah, bro. I only see the 559. I was like getting ready slow and stuff, and then I typed in the address. I was like, hold on, this is 50 minutes away. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me go take my shower a little quicker. I'm like, all right, I'll drive out to Fireball. You know, I don't think I might have been here once a long time ago. I think a girl I knew was out here.
oh, okay.
Yeah, like once
Yeah.
a long time ago. But
No,
yeah,
like everyone thinks of Fireball now because obviously Josh Allen is
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, NFL MVP and he's
Yeah,
you know,
that's
doing his
right.
thing, which is great, right?
yeah.
But yeah, Fireball is a small town. Small
I was
community.
expecting a big banner saying Josh Allen when I walked in.
Yeah, you probably came the wrong way.
No,
Yeah,
oh,
they
for
go
real?
this
Do
way.
they really got one?
Nah, well, they just named the field after him.
Oh,
So
okay.
they had a
okay.
big, and I think, and you come in, there's like a banner, but I don't think it's as big yet.
Yeah. Okay, I was expecting some little Josh Allen jerseys and stuff, like a parade. No.
I was gonna actually wear the Josh Allen jersey.
Oh,
today,
yeah?
but I was like, I don't want to be cliche.
Okay, for sure.
And then you kind of caught me like, I remember I was trying to tell you, like,
Yeah.
so that's why I wanted to let everyone out there, like, we're still an up and coming podcast,
Okay,
right?
for sure.
And as us kind of, that's why I want to thank you, bro. Like coming on, like I said, you already have the following. We got our shot on live, and look, you're here today.
Yeah, man.
And everyone out there that kind of wants to start doing this, and you kind of just got to put yourself out there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the only way to do it. You got to put yourself out there, no matter what you're doing. You got to kind of like, just just ask and be humble enough to take no at certain points, and be happy enough when a yes happens, and just make it happen.
Yeah, and like I told you outside, I was like, you know what? I'm to the point right now where like we haven't really had the issue of landing the guest.
Yeah,
It's just what I was just telling you, like getting everything set up,
yeah.
the location, right? But I had to like, bro, having you on, and then kind of seeing you come up doing the skits. Like today, I just booked 2 podcasts. I have you, and we have a fighter coming on later.
Yeah.
And so, like I was telling you outside, everything kind of has just transpired really fast.
Yeah,
and it's kind of been like, because how long you said you've been doing this? Like, I would have never thought, and I kind of saw a little bit on Broke Boys, but now we're kind of breaking down a little bit. How long have you been in comedy?
Stand-up comedy, 6 years. 6 years in stand-up. Skits, I'm like about to be 3 years. Like through 2.5 years, probably doing the skits online content. So yeah, stand-up, I've been doing it for about 6 years.
And then kind of like, how did you get into that? Like, I mean, obviously you're a funny guy, but I did see, I'm going to kind of, go off of a little bit of Broke Boys. You said you were kind of a shy kid.
Oh yeah, like growing up, I wasn't the class clown. Like I said on there, like I'm the one-on-one funny. We in a room together, just joking around, laughing. Like I'm one-on-one funny, and then it took me a while to develop like the presence in front of people, just to be funny, because like my confidence lacked as a youngster. It took a while to grow out of my shell. And then comedy just came through some trauma, some tragedy, and it was like the light at the end of the tunnel. And I didn't grow up watching comedy. Like I seen like the hits, but I didn't like. It wasn't like a dream. Like every day I want to do comedy.
Yeah.
And then until I like really discovered like shout out to podcasts, man, because like podcasts kind of put me on. Like I like a local podcast, they don't do it anymore. Kind of put me on to like the local scene, and I was like, oh, people do that. And then they started breaking down comedy. That's why a lot of times in podcasts, like I will kind of break down comedy more, just in case. You never know who's listening, because that podcast, bro, only had 25 viewers. I was one of the viewers, you know what I mean? And I was listening to how they broke down stand up, and I was like, oh, that's how I think. That's how I think about things. And like, I didn't know you could go to a place and actually work out your thoughts like this in front of an audience. And like, I always enjoyed making people laugh. Like even in school, like when I did it, I enjoyed it. I just didn't know what it was at the time. Like nobody was like, hey bro, you ever thought of stand up? Like nobody, like, cause Fresno, especially Fresno, like stand up, like we're building it right now, but like people don't grow up like thinking stand up. There's no stand up club in Fresno. There's no like, people only go to like the bigger shows in Fresno.
Yeah.
Now recently, the last couple years, it's been a little bit more like locally. There's some shows growing, but like before growing up, like stand up wasn't like in our mental, like at least the people I was around. Maybe other parts of Fresno, but the majority of Fresno, stand up comedy was not on your mind. It was about making music, rap, hip hop, like the street life, urban stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stand up was like, when I told people I was doing stand up, they were like, "What? Where they even do stand up out here?"
And that's kind of true. I mean, like, I didn't grow up in Fresno.
Yeah.
I grew up where we had to always go to Fresno. I grew up in Mendota, right? Mendota, Firewire area, we're small towns. So we had to go out to Fresno to go shopping. The mall for your clothes, or just in general, and any necessities that are not like milk or bread, right? But you got to go out to Fresno.
Man, y'all crazy. Y'all driving an hour to go to Walmart. Where's the closest Walmart for y'all?
For here, Fireball, it's going to be Los Baños.
Los Baños closer than Fresno?
It's like 23 miles.
Oh, really? Okay, I did not know that.
If not, then Kerman.
Okay, Kerman. Yeah, Kerman got a nice little Walmart.
Yeah, and it's actually, and I think, I don't know if it's 24/7. It used to be.
Okay.
But I think the one in Los Baños is. But then Los Baños is like think of it like an overflow of the bay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that come from the bay. So it's a growing community as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, even from Fireball, I mean, growing up from Mendota, the 180, we're mainly going to go to Fresno.
Yeah,
sure. If you're from Fireball, you could either go to Madera or Los Baños.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I've been here now.
Y'all don't ever go to Merced, or Merced's kind of far?
Well, yeah, you can go to Merced technically for like the Costco.
Okay.
Well, we had the mayor on here, right?
Yeah.
And I obviously with Josh Allen and everyone
Yeah.
coming up, I was like, well, we had to kind of drive kind of far. Like, why don't we get a Walmart, or why don't we get? But then obviously it gets into politics, and
Yeah.
are we going to sustain the people? Is it going to have the
Yeah.
growth? The people going to go? I think that it would,
Yeah,
because
you're going to get all the other towns around here too coming in.
Mendota probably come this way.
Yeah.
Las Palos.
Yeah.
And it just depends, right?
Yeah, just make it a small Walmart. At least give it something,
Yeah, no,
like,
it's rough out here, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, the one thing that you can take into being in a small town is it's quiet.
yeah,
Kind of you rolling in and during the daytime,
yeah,
bro. At night it's crickets. You can hear a pin drop.
yeah.
It's
for
super. And obviously, like coming from my first career,
Yeah.
law enforcement,
sure. Yeah,
I wanted to pick the quietest,
yeah. quite
spot for my, like at the end of the day, I had a son pretty young. He's a sophomore now.
Okay.
So at the time, I was thinking like I wanted to buy a house in Clovis, like
Yeah.
everybody out there, right?
Mhm.
Be closer to work. At the time, my wife was working for the school district,
Okay.
and so she was like, "I want to stay in Faribault."
Yeah.
Bro, Mendota Faribault. We like, how you guys are talking about how on the podcast that you guys at your certain schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's our rival.
Okay. Okay.
So if anything, I came to the rival town from my town.
You switched up on Mendota.
Man, it's the girl,
Okay, I get it.
And then as I grew, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I started meeting a lot of Faro people.
Uh-huh.
All great people, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
once you kind of get over the rival, like you really just talk to people, you kind of
Yeah.
just jive with it, and it's like I've been here now for, like 18 years.
Okay,
It's
so
been a while.
you're a Fireball guy now.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of. I say I'm both. I still
You
claim.
still both?
I
You
still
still
claim
both?
Mendota, but I gotta show love to Faribault.
Okay, for sure.
But yeah, no. One thing I do talk about people on this podcast, we picked a Bible verse, right?
Yeah.
And Isaiah.
Yeah.
Picked
of
Isaiah
course.
41:10.
Isaiah.
And one of my verses is Isaiah 60:22.
Okay.
So when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen.
Yeah.
So I was telling you, like, there's a lot of things that are like swirling right now, but I have to wait for the timing to come to place, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to ask you, like, what is your relationship like with the Lord?
Well, my relationship, like with the Lord, man. Growing up, I was very much involved in the church, going all the time. Now I don't go as much, but I pray every day. I talk to God the way I talk to God, and I just I have a positive relationship with the Lord. I feel like a lot of this stuff couldn't even happen. Like none of it could happen without Him, and just like keeping like trying to stay open. You know what I mean? And like always lean on God, and not just during the like rough times and stuff. Even when stuff's going good, just like just kind of appreciate Him and tell Him like thank you, like thank you for even putting me on this earth to be breathing every day. Like just like thank you. And so pray a lot. Probably should go to church more, but right now it's just not going all the time. I'll go every once in a while, but I just talk to God in my own way and get on my knees sometimes, pray to Him, and just. But yeah, I grew up super religious, in the church a lot. Obviously, my name's Isaiah. Came from my grandma's favorite book in the Bible. Isaiah. My name was supposed to be Jamal, but I came out too light skinned. My dad was like, "Nah," he was like, "Nah, you ain't gonna be no Jamal." But yeah, man, I got my own relationship with God, and it's pretty good in my book.
Yeah, no, I feel like at the end of the day, I was telling you outside, like my relationship is 2.5 years. I didn't really know the Lord like that. And I believe that's what it is. It's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not about religion. Once again, I don't want for everyone that comes after me. I'm not telling you not to go to church.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not telling you to go
church.
to what type of church, right? I feel like when you're in your relationship and you grow with the Lord, He'll kind of guide you and tell you kind of how to do it. Like I said, with me, I worked in law enforcement prior. I never would have ever imagined, bro, that this was could be happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And then kind of getting in the fight game. And it's kind of funny when I hit him up, he's like, "Hey, bro, I'm not a fighter." I'm like, "Nah, this is Central Valley talent." So like bringing you on, a comedian.
Yeah.
And then what I really liked about your story when I heard it on Broke Boys is like you come from still like a small, like I think you said Bullard for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, I went to Bullard High for a little bit. Then I was just not doing good in high school, so I got kicked out of Bullard. Not really on some fighting stuff. I would fight people. Shout out to 559 Fights, I guess. But
I like that. You did a little promo right there.
Yeah. But what's it called? I really got in trouble just for not doing schoolwork. I just wasn't like focused on school and stuff like that. Got kicked out. Then I went to J.E. Young. And
Is that like continuation?
yeah, it's like
Okay.
a home study. It's like you go in one day out the week, you get a big package, and you know like fill out the package and go meet with your teacher. You go over it, and then at the time, because I had to make up credits, I had to also go to Fresno High ROP program. So I was at Fresno High half the day to lunchtime, and then I would go to J.E. Young. So I was kind of like
In
doing that.
between.
Yeah, and then my mom was working all the time. Shout out to my mom, but
Yeah,
she was
shout
like
out.
working like a lot, you know. So she didn't really she couldn't really be up on me when it came to like the. Plus, I was already 16, you know, like be up on me when it came to like J.E. Young, like going to classes all the time. Like I was taking the city bus there and stuff like that, and so I just kind of like would fake go, and then they're so bad at communicating with parents at the time. I don't know how they is now. So I would fake go and then just go back to the house, and then by the time she get back, she thinks I went to school, but I wasn't really at school. So
Yeah.
then eventually, like it was like a month or so, they called like, "Hey, you know your son hasn't
Going
came,"
to school.
and then that's when I talked about this a little bit, but that's when like me and my mom got into a little argument, and she was like, "All right, I'm going to send you with your dad," and I was like, "I don't believe it." I talk about this in my stand up too, but I was like I don't believe you, like I was kind of talking back. I was just being dumb,
Yeah,
ignorant.
you're teenagers.
Yeah, and then the next day she had my bags packed, a ticket, woke me up at like 6 in the morning. We went to drop off my books at J.E. Young, and then I was on the Greyhound bus to Cleveland, Ohio, and I was like, whoa!
Oh
Like I
wow.
didn't even realize, like I was just so like ignorant or so like dumb that I was just like, nah, this not really happening until I got to Arizona. I was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah,
like
like oh shoot.
I'm really going to Cleveland. And at the time, man, I won't go too deep into this, but like, I was kind of fearful of my dad. Like growing up, like, like I always had a fear of my dad. So I was just like, fuck, like I don't really want to go over
Yeah, I don't
to
really want
Cleveland.
to
Like,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, he about to whoop my ass. Even though I'm 16, I'm still scared. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about getting off the bus in a random city and just like, man, let me figure out life here. But I ended up, you know, obviously going all the way over there, and it actually was a kind of a changing point of my creativity because out there, my dad was a little more loose than my mom, and so I kind of he was like, look, if you're not really in the school shit, you got to figure out other stuff. So he'll take me to like labor readies, and like I'll go do random jobs, and he'll be like go get your GED at least. So I got my GED up in Cleveland, and then I just learned about like out there because my dad was a rapper, so. And he would work his jobs, but my dad was in the streets, man. I can't even say too much. You a cop, bro. I can't say too much, bro.
Hey,
Hey, I'm
that
finna
was
keep it at that. You feel?
that
Nah,
was a past life.
yeah,
But
yeah. I'm playing with you, but he was one of them dudes. So he was just like teaching me how to hustle, how to like. So in hindsight, it was like a good. It was bad, but it was good because it taught me how to like stand on my own, kind of like how to maneuver, how to talk to people in a certain way. But then I also had like the very like Christian background, very like morals and from my mom and like being respectful and stuff like that. And then my dad kind of taught me the edge of like when to turn it on and when not to and stuff like that. So then it kind of like evened itself out later in life. But at that time, you know, being young, I was like, man, what's going on? I'm in Cleveland. Da-da. Then when I came back to Fresno, that's when I got into music videos, did music videos for like 10 years and then got into stand up.
you think the music videos or getting into music was from your dad?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh well, no, yeah, my dad for sure because I grew up like half with my mom, half like, but when I would be with my dad, it was always like I'm in the music studios. You know, I'm chilling with all the rappers and stuff like that. Uh, like, like I was seeing a lot, like just being in the studio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of street stuff, and but like at the same time, it was like on Sundays, I'm going to church with my mom. On Saturday, though, I'm at the studio, like at 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I got to see like different points of life, but seeing like him being creative, it definitely was something that like, cause my mom and dad are both like, I would say entrepreneurs in their own way. My mom started a cleaning business, so I never seen my mom have a regular job, like
Mm.
working at Walmart and stuff like that. She was always like trying to figure out her business. And so she's taking a risk starting a business. My dad was always trying to pursue music, so I was always seeing that. So I think that did influence like me, like just being creative. Like music videos at the time is what I loved and stuff like that. So I think it influenced me for sure of being like, oh, you could try to make a dream happen. Like even though my mom's wasn't a creative dream, it was like a business dream. She took a risk in being like, hey, I'm about to build my own business, start a cleaning service. Hey, it's just me right now, at the beginning, taking the city bus with her cleaning supplies, making it happen. Then eventually hired people and then grew it. And then there would be dips and stuff where it was like struggles for a while and then she'll get it back up. You know what I mean? So watching that, like entrepreneur,
Entrepreneurship.
yeah, is like definitely something where I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of in me. And then my dad was more on the creative side, so seeing the creativity of being in the studio, listening to music, listening to beats, like figuring out, the audio and figuring out like the vibe of a song and like putting that music out there. So it's kind of like in me to be like creative,
It
like
kind of
be
turned you into how you work hard today.
yeah,
Kind of like you got to see both sides.
yeah,
You
for
got to see
sure,
the business side of it because
yeah,
being a content creator, right? It's
yeah,
about kind of putting yourself out there,
yeah,
knowing how to like. There's the ups and downs,
yeah, for sure,
and obviously in the music too. And then, but
yeah,
now you being in comedy,
yeah.
like because you said you've been doing this for like
Yeah,
over 6 years.
Yeah, so it's like, so when I got into comedy, I was like, the music videos at the time, man. You said you left a career. Like for me, music videos was like what I was gonna do. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And when I made the decision to stop doing music videos, um, like I really didn't know what I was going to do. I was really like in a lost place for like a year and a half or so. And what's it called? Like once I started doing comedy, I realized the music video stuff set me up a lot for what. That's how God, you know how they say God works in mysterious ways.
No, yeah, he really does.
It's like, bro, I got all the skill sets from editing to shooting, from angles, from lighting. So, so like all those skill sets, like at the time I thought was going to be used for like other people to get their career going and stuff like that. Eventually, it came into my career. Like, so like once I started doing skits and stuff like that, it was like easier because I seen how people act on camera. I kind of see how like what not to do. I seen how like working with certain artists, like how not to talk to venue owners, how to talk to venue owners, how to talk to promoters, how to like how if you got a pop in video, how not to lay back on it and keep going. Because I seen a lot of artists make that mistake of like getting something hot and then they kind of sitting on that win and not pushing out other content. And I was like, nah, you can't really do that. But I studied that without even knowing I was studying it because I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was behind the scenes. I was a cameraman. I was watching all of this. I was
Yeah.
picking up information. And then when it started going to my career, I like a lot of stuff I learned from people's mistakes and also people's victories, and it came to help me right now, like Adobe Premiere Pro, all that stuff, man. I've been working on that stuff for years. Like that's
And we're just getting into it.
yeah, that's like the back of my hand. Like I can do that all
so
day.
you know how to edit then.
Yeah, I'm an editor. Like that's what I do. So
Okay.
it's cool that once I got into the skits,
So you
I
can
got
do
to-
that easy.
yeah, I got to like do my second love because stand up's my first love. Once I really figured out stand up, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then editing's like my second love because I did the cameraman stuff, and what I loved most about it was taking it back and creating something on the computer program.
Yeah,
So,
turning it into the video.
yeah. So now it's like, oh, I get to do both of them. I'm like, oh. At the time though, when I stopped, I was like, what am I doing with my life? I ain't got nothing going. Like I'm back at my mom's house. I'm broke. Like I ain't got no girl, no kid. Like what am I doing? And then slowly over time, keeping faith and all that, it's like, okay, God prepared you. You took a different, unconventional path, but it's like
Yeah.
now you're here and you got the skill sets that some other people just don't have because they didn't go down that path.
And you know what's kind of crazy as you're explaining it? It kind of reminds. It's kind of telling me like back to the timing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when you went to Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
how long were you in Cleveland?
Only about a year.
Okay, and when that
Cold.
I was
Cleveland's
like, yeah.
so cold, man.
I was like,
God.
explain that a little bit because
Oh,
obviously
man.
Fresno, we us cold compared to other cold is not
God.
cold, right?
Nah, bro. Like I remember when I came back to Cleveland. I'll explain how cold it was. But when I came back to Cleveland, I came back like in the wintertime back to Fresno. And I was outside in basketball shorts, like t-shirt. All the homies was like, bro, what?
Wrapped up.
Yeah, they was like, what you on? Like, what's wrong with you? I was like, bro, it's warm outside, bro. It's like 50 degrees or like, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, it's cool, bro. Like some days the wind chill would be like -5. I'm like, walk outside. I'm like, bro, nah, y'all tripping. Like my brother, because he's from out there. He's my brother, but just to clarify, he's my half brother from my dad. But he grew up out there, and he's just walking outside in 20-degree weather, like how I was talking about, shorts on and.
Yeah, because to you guys, that's like 50 degrees.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you tripping, man. But yeah, Cleveland. Shout out to the land, man. Cleveland was a fun city, man. It just like
What year were you out there?
It had to be 10, 9.
So
or
LeBron was still. Oh no, LeBron was at the
10.
Miami at the time. Huh?
No, LeBron left when I was there. I remember that day.
Yeah.
Bro, when LeBron left, the city was like overcasty, and like it looked like the city was sad. Like it was it looked grainy outside.
Yeah.
It looked like it was about to rain. And bro, everywhere you went to, it was just like quiet. Like people were in there, but it was quiet. Like
Right, yeah.
it was almost
in
like
shock.
Yeah, almost in shock. And then the newspaper the next day, I think it had like LeBron with his arms out when he does the like thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like the king has left or something like that. And bro, it was. I was at the time though. I was like a big Kobe fan, and a lot of people at that time, you know, maybe LeBron earned it now, but at that time they were like, LeBron's better than Kobe. And LeBron, like, so being out there, I'll be like, bro, LeBron's not better than Kobe. So when he left, I was like laughing at my brothers and stuff like that, because I was like, they obviously LeBron fans, they from there. And then I was like laughing, like, look, bro, y'all king left y'all.
I know that's
But
crazy.
bro, the city was sad. I remember that day clearly, bro. It was like everywhere we went, it was silent. Like they were like lost. They're like, what? He really left. Like you could feel it. It was crazy.
Yeah, because at the time, I mean, that's all they had.
Yeah,
You know?
LeBron was LeBron. You know, he came back and gave him a ring though. But yeah, at that time, LeBron was it. He really from Akron though. Shout out to Cleveland though.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because Akron's like Akron be like, I guess y'all Fireball like Fresno claiming like Josh Allen. It'll be
Akron's like a small town then.
it's small. It's a little bigger, but more like a Madera.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like
Makes
an
sense.
actual town,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not like it's a.
It got some like a Walmart,
Yeah, it got something,
but it's small.
but it's like 30 minutes from Cleveland, or maybe 40.
Okay.
So, but Cleveland's like the Fresno, like the big.
Yeah, it's popping
bigger
out there.
city, Yeah, and then he went to play for Cleveland. Let's say if Josh Allen went to play for Fresno State, which he probably should have. I don't know what happened
Yeah,
there.
no, we can get into that, and it's gonna be like, who,
Oh,
you know,
they don't talk
'Cause
about that.
I don't think they took him. I
Oh,
don't.
I know. What's the name? The coach messed up. Whoever the coach was at that time.
And I think that's why, like, honestly, hearing your story and talking about it, like, that's why the point of this podcast is.
Yeah.
Is like all the Isaiahs out there.
Yeah.
You know, all the Louis, all the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that want to do stuff. Like, you know, you had your first career. You know, I had my first career.
Yeah.
But in that time, it taught me like how to talk. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
They used to call me the mouthpiece.
The mouth.
So I'd go and I basically just kind of talk to you, you know, and
Okay.
either talk you down or talk you up, however the case may be. But just that was my job, to just kind of get you to do what you had to do in a peaceful manner. Like
Yeah.
de-escalation tactics.
Yeah,
kinda,
that
you know?
makes sense.
And on the podcast, kind of the same thing. Like you saw, like I really didn't write nothing down.
Yeah.
I like to let it kind of just flow.
Flow out.
And in this one, like I can tell you, for some reason, and I don't know if it's just the way, because I always talk about the Lord, it gets a little serious.
Yeah.
But
Yo.
I was kind of like, you know what? When you coming on, it was a
Yeah.
little different.
You don't see the vibe he got. That's why it's so serious. Behind the scenes, there's like lit candles and stuff, and you got some incense going. No,
You know?
play,
Nah.
nah. Behind the scenes, he like before we get in the room, he's like, "Hey man, just keep it serious about your life. Don't try to be funny now. I'll play with you."
Yeah, and that's why it was funny, because like I'm telling you, all
Yeah.
my boys were like, "Hey, he's coming on. Want to
Yeah.
meet him?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, that'll be good." Like
Yeah.
a lot of the people were like, "Hey, bro, you could like." I was telling you, I want to do more skits as far as like fantasy football.
Oh yeah, for
You know,
sure.
talk about sports, right?
Yeah.
The vision down the road, like when the podcast becomes the podcast central.
Okay.
Like I wanted to make where we kind of like, you know how they do the Manning cast,
Yeah,
and they have the game on. You know, we're
Yeah.
just kind of like chopping it
Oh,
up.
that's dope.
And I kind of want to eventually do something like that. you know?
Just don't show them cooking you those hamburgers, bro.
Oh,
what,
damn.
what happened there, brother?
Oh, dude. I think honestly, I was losing track of time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because they weren't ready yet.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
flipped them too soon.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I had to chalk it up. Hey, you gotta chalk up your hours.
Oh,
dude.
no, I know. It's
Like, you know what?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still going to taste good. You can't really go too wrong with hamburgers.
You know.
Yeah,
But I mean, because I usually like to make them like homemade
yeah,
and then throw them on.
Mhm.
But like I said, with me, you kind of just pulled up.
Yeah.
Most people would be like, "Hey, bro, I'm 15 minutes away."
Nah, bro,
Boom.
I'm pulling up.
literally like I'm trying to do my thing, and you
Yeah.
pulled up, and I'm like, "How am I gonna like? I'm barely meeting you."
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay, I gotta talk to you. Trying to do the burgers." I'm like, that's why I told you I was like, "Hey, don't judge me off this one time,
No,
man."
I'm not judging you,
But
bro.
nah, it's all good.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. Nah,
No, but so let's kind of jump in it like
Yeah.
you know, you a little bit like hobbies. I know obviously know you do some content, right?
yeah, yeah.
And then you said you've been doing comedy for 6 years, but like what else do you do besides like, you know, do you,
Yeah, man. I'll just be watching the 49er games, you know.
I took them today too, man. So hopefully they
Yeah,
you
I
saw them
don't-
right there. I was number 2.
Yeah.
And
I don't
I
know
was-
what the score is right now.
I know. Well,
You know.
when we were out there, they had to throw a pick. So hopefully
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, Tampa Bay was up, I think 7-0 or something like that.
it's all good. We'll see.
But hobby wise, man, lately, man, I ain't gonna lie, I just been so focused on what I've been doing, just doing content and comedy that like I really haven't gave myself that time to like really get into a hobby anymore.
Because the grind is real, huh?
Yeah, it's just it's real. Also, sometimes I'm lazy, so sometimes my hobby is just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's definitely I'm wanting to get into something. I don't know what, maybe kickball or something. I want to try.
Kickball?
Yeah, I want to try something different.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
I'm pretty sure there's a league in Fresno.
yeah, I want to kick a ball for a day or two, and
You know
yeah,
what? We had a guy named Kid Adrian
Yeah.
Perez, and I think he does a kickball league.
Yeah.
And now that we have contacts, I'll shoot you the
Okay,
kickball
I might
league,
have to
man.
get in a
Shout out
kickball
to Kid A.
because I was watching something on ESPN 8. They were doing a kickball league. You never seen the Ocho, the best sports center ever, man. Shout out to football, basketball, all that, but they be having sports, some dumb sports, bro, where like people walking upstairs and it's slipping and sliding, and it's like who gets to the top first. They got people like playing kickball, but being extremely competitive, and it's funny to watch, but it's entertaining. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, no, I mean,
The Ocho.
is that even real?
Yeah, this is a promo video for the Ocho, man.
For real?
ESPN Ocho.
All right.
Yeah,
Got it.
nah, they got everything. They got like weird, like they'll like any sport. Like, let's say you thought of a sport, you're like, I want to combine baseball and football,
Mm.
and probably on there.
I don't know about your feed, but
Yeah.
my feed. Have you seen that they do that backyard where they're hitting that little ball? It's like I don't know if it's wiffle ball.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a little. They have like a league and everything.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of the person turned their backyard into like a. I mean, it's small, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But those those balls that curve.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they do that, and that's kind of turned into like I see it all over my feed right now. I don't know if you see it on your
Nah, I
feed,
haven't seen that yet.
but it's kind of turned. It's kind of cool. It kind of turned. You see, like
I seen like wiffle ball throw where it's like,
yeah.
yeah, I haven't.
And so I don't know if that's how
yeah.
so like the way cornhole blew up.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I don't know if that's gonna be the next thing that
Next
people
thing,
start
yeah.
getting into.
It
You know,
might be. It's going to pop up on my feed now that you said it. Though.
yeah.
It's-
Now I'm gonna send it to you so that way you can,
Yeah,
you can
nah,
see
it's
it.
gonna be all over. I'm gonna be like this dang wiffle ball gang.
Yeah, no, but so I mean, kind of like what else you got going on? So like, what do you have kind of going forward? I know you talked about like you do stand up and you kind of do you have any shows coming up where you're gonna eventually maybe do like a little tour or maybe something to go on in Fresno or
Well,
where can people see you do your stand up?
Stand up wise, you can see me. Just follow my social medias, Isaiah the Comic, on both TikTok
And we'll
and
make sure
Instagram.
we tag it
Isaiah
for
the
you.
Comic, bow. But right now, what I'm working on is we're doing a 30 for 30 next month. Me and my boy Fiji the Great. We did 31 for 31 in May. 30 for 30 is where we do 30 days, 30 skits. So right now we're planning that out. I'm actually going to go to a little team meeting later tonight. And basically, we're planning out the skits, and we want to kind of do it like more epic, have like collab guests and just like really thought out skits. Not all of them. Some of them are going to be, a little quicker, but most of them we want them a little more thought out. And then, so we got it like mapped out week by week. So the first week's going to be like local content,
Okay.
Fresno stuff. Second week's going to be skits, but collabing with Fresno people or 559 people. It doesn't necessarily have to be Fresno, but we're reaching out to people now. And then third week is we're putting out skits where it's more acting based, where we're like trying to make it a little more comedy movie type skits. And then the fourth week we try and put together some special collabs, some bigger names on these skits and some like our bigger ideas for the fourth week. So that's what I'm kind of mentally preparing for now. Just because we shoot most of the skits. Some of them will be pre-shot, but like 80% of them are like shot day of. Like so, we try to like every day shoot a skit. So me having the day job, my boy got the day job. You know, lining everything up could get hectic like every day. Like, but we challenge ourselves to be like, nah, like this is what we're doing, we're putting out content. And this, like last time we did it, it was kind of like let's just put out content. So some of them were good, some of them were just like, we just made this because we were committed to this. But this time it's like, now we're committed to putting out good content, like stuff that people should be proud of. Kind of representing the city, you know. I always got to represent Fresno.
Yeah, I do always hear you say that.
Oh yeah,
I
and
tell
then
you that, and don't forget where you came from.
yeah.
Kind of like if you make it, you know, you
Yeah.
can represent Fresno.
Come on, you got to.
559.
I feel. The reason I always say that though is because shout out to Fast Sean, shout out to Grizzly City, shout out to all them boys.
Shout out.
Man, Diego Red, man, Shake the Mayor, like people that grew up in the city that were repping it, and like when I moved to Cleveland, like I didn't really have too many people to be like. They had Bone Thugs, they had Kid Cudi, they had like a lot of artists that were like from there that repped them, and when Fast Sean made the XXL list, it was like somebody. If you don't know what that is, that's like a big freshman list. It's a big magazine. At that time, it was like really huge, and like I think he was on the cover with like J. Cole to like drop like a name, and Wiz Khalifa. I want to say maybe or Big Sean was on it. Some like
like a big name.
Yeah, names that. But at the time, they're all rookies. You know what I mean? So seeing them on there, I had somebody be like, yo, this represents Fresno. And he was representing Fresno. He wasn't shy of saying, like, I'm from Fresno. Where, like I said in other podcasts, there's a lot of people that make it out of here that, like, you got to find out they're from Fresno. You know what I mean? You got to be like, oh, you're from Fresno. Even the 559, like, oh, you're from, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you got to look their name up, and then you're like, oh, they were born in Fresno. Like, you never hear them in an interview like, oh, I'm from Fresno. Like,
yeah.
And I think it's important because the reason why it was important to me because how encouraging that was to see somebody from the city and being like, oh, you could actually like make it out. Like people could actually like do that. Like the only other people I seen kind of do that were like sports people, but that's like you go in the college route, you go in that like if you're going the other route, the music route or the comedian
entrepreneurship,
route,
like you said,
you know, it's like we don't really got too much representation out there. You know, we got Kevin Federline. Shout out to K-Fed though. Hey,
he made it.
He got Brittany, made her crazy. She in the room dancing with swords and knives and stuff. That's Fresno. That's what Fresno dudes do to you. No, shout out to K-Fed. But like we don't really got like people out there like. Hopefully it's getting there, man. There's a lot of talented people in the city right now, and a lot of like everywhere. Like how you work with the fight game, talented fighters. There's people that making music right now in the city that are very talented. There's artists, painters that are talented. There's people, organizers that's creating events that are talented. So it's very dope to see it, but I think it's just like putting it out there like, because we were always the butt of jokes growing up. It's always like Fresno's this or Fresno's that. And that it's like, yeah, partly, Fresno is that. Yeah, it got crime, it got the stuff on the street. It's like, yeah. But if we keep feeding ourselves that, eating that every day, then we're going to become what we say. You know, if we keep telling ourselves we're not good, we're not this, and we start telling ourselves like, nah, we're talented, just not enough people seen the shit. Or, well, no, there's funny people here. Shout out to Feather DeWise, shout out to Chris Cruz, shout out to AOB, shout out to Ethan Waller, shout out to Vince, shout out to a lot of dudes out here. Antonio, Jesse, man, shout out to a lot of dudes out here doing stand-up that are funny. They might not be doing the skits like me, you know what I mean? So they don't got the name out there like them, but go to a comedy show, you'll see them. Go to a local comedy show, support Fresno. Go see it and you'll be like, oh, shoot, there's like dudes out here that are funny. Tony Lay, like dudes out here that are funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we got to represent that. If you're from the city and you really claim to be like, I'm from Fresno, you got to represent that. You got to say that. You got to, no matter what level you get out, be like, hey, bro, I'm not the only one, man. Like, there's a lot of people, man. A lot of people you got to shout out. Young Echo, man, he out there working. I think he just got a diamond plaque off producing. It might have been gold. I think it was diamond, though. But, like, bro, like people might not know he from the city, but like I seen him when he was like 15 at house parties, living it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to see where he is now, like I don't know him all the way personally, but to see where he is now, like from afar, it's like that's amazing. That's a dude from the city, you know. The dude Ralph, he's on The Voice right now. Representative Snoop Dogg said like, "Hey, bro, like shout out to Fresno with him." That's great.
Wasn't he at the fair recently?
Yeah,
Okay.
vibe check.
I just saw him.
That's
yeah.
great for the city. You know what I mean? I don't know him personally, but like, bro, we
Yeah,
want to see you.
you're just
win.
putting him out there. Yeah,
we want
yeah.
to see you win, bro. Like anybody from here, like we want to see you win. And I think the more we preach that and the more we encourage that, like the more talent that will come out the city. And you never know who will come out the city if they got the encouragement, if they got the like, just the words of being like, oh. Like I'm from a cool city, I can rep this instead of being like, nah, y'all a bunch of meth heads.
No,
y'all, like there's nothing to do in Fresno. There's just fields. Oh no. It's like we have that mentality. It's like, yeah, we not going to win like that. But if you put the mentality of like, nah, man, like, yeah, we got some of that. A tweaker tried to get in my car the other day.
Yeah, no.
But also we got this talent over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I really like the way you say that out there like
Yeah.
that. Like I said, because at the end of the day, when this podcast is not strictly just fighting, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Central Valley talent. So hopefully, it's a I call it a ripple effect.
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully, you're the first comedian we brought on.
Yeah.
And then from there, we start bringing in these names that you just named out
Yeah,
there, and
yeah,
we get them out there to the public.
and
You
get
know,
them out there to the
because like right now we're doing, and like I said, I don't want to do no trademark.
Yeah,
but we're
yeah.
doing like the high school football.
Okay.
Right. And we're specifically covering the West Side schools.
Okay, for sure.
So like we just did. I was telling you, we did Riverdale recently.
Yeah, yeah.
And nothing against Riverdale, but most people don't go cover them,
Yeah,
sports
yeah.
wise. So
Yeah.
I know some of the kids were excited for us to be out there,
Yeah.
and I feel like in year one, as this continues to grow, I want to always continue to do that the best way that I can.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like you said, I don't think I knew what I was getting myself into when I got into this.
Yeah.
Hearing your story, hearing people's stories, and kind of having friends in it.
Yeah.
Everyone looked at me like you're crazy,
Oh.
and I understand now why.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had only done the podcast for a few months and I went all in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But see, the thing is, like I was telling you a little bit outside, is that there was also certain sponsorships in line that we assumed that kind of fell through.
Yeah.
And now that I'm already like, and this is where it comes back down to like, I question myself, like, all right, did God really put this on my heart? Like, was it just me being me? Like, was I really supposed to do this? Because I'm telling you, like at this point, like I've even had certain family members like kind of be upset with me saying, what are you doing? Like, you have a family, why and I read the room. Like I understand, like at the time I was like, well, let me just see if these things fall in place.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I kind of want to jump back and give you your flowers. Is like the whole point of your story today is like, you talked about, having a little bit of issues when you're 16.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the day, we all need a second chance, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And all these kids out there in Fresno, most times they're getting talked to like that. Oh, you're from Fresno, or you're not going to do this. And I'm telling you, bro, like being on that other side, like I heard the stories. I heard it from these 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds like, oh, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Oh, I wish I had someone like, giving me this when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I look at it like, sometimes when I hear the stories, I'm like, all right, like this is why I'm meant to do this. Like you said, how you found yourself being a comedian.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
it's just about, once again, timing though.
Yeah.
I think now I'm gonna have to like, you're as far as like followers, you're kind of already there. Like, me, I mean, I'm nowhere near. And I went and think about it now. I look at it like, what was I thinking going like all in at that time? But at the time, I wasn't really. I was telling you, I don't really watch other podcasts.
Yeah.
And I really don't, I guess, because I went through my own little struggle.
Yeah.
So I really don't kind of take in what people say.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you don't know, bro. You don't know what I went through. You don't know what I had to do to get to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I really felt, and I still do feel, but it comes back down to like just a little bit more timing, a little bit, it has to align, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and as it goes, maybe, like I said, it's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Comedian, fighter, right?
Yeah.
Athlete, coach, whatever the case may be. I want to even bring on the people that are just, let's say that one person at one time had a bad addiction and now they even have a job at Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You got out of that what a lot of people can't get out of. Like you said, people notice us, Fresno, and I'll consider us 559.
Yeah, for
we're the meth capital of the world.
Yeah.
That's what most people view us as.
Maybe a lot of people do. And it's like obviously there is some truth to
No, and
like,
once again, there
some,
really is,
there is some stuff like, of course, we gotta help our people out too. You know, a lot of people are struggling out there, and a lot of people are hurting out there. But I don't think that's like the message we
yeah.
should put out there. And like growing up, I even did growing up like kind of made fun of my like young like, oh yeah, Fresno don't go, but it's like nah, like that. Like I said, it's a mind frame thing, and then the more you put it out there, the more people think like that, the more it'll adjust. And like there's always going to be bad parts, there's always going to be that, but
Yeah.
it's like as long as we continue to preach like positivity, like encouragement, self-worth's a big thing in Fresno. Like a lot of people just don't feel like they can make anything of themselves, or they don't got the tools to make anything of themselves. You know, they feel like, you know, the environment they're raised in, like, you know, put them in a bad position, and then maybe they make decisions that like they wouldn't have made if they had that encouragement of being like, nah, bro, like you a funny dude, bro. Hey, come to an open mic, or like, oh, bro, like you musically talented, and I know somebody with a studio, or hey, bro, like, bro, you be doodling and some of the photos be coming out, like, oh yeah, bro, like I know somebody with an artist, like encouraging that instead of just like being on the sideline and just like watching people. Like I learned that doing music videos because I was around a lot of people, and I was like, a lot of talented people that just don't know they're talented, or don't have a direction, or just don't have encouragement to be like, oh, I could really make it out of this environment, or I could do something different, a little more positive. You know what I mean? But we gotta. I feel like as artists, um, it's partly our responsibility to like preach that, especially you from the city, you from 559, man. Shout out to like, you know, everybody in the 559. It's kind of our responsibility a little bit to like encourage that, to put that battery in people's back, and then like I don't know what at the end of the day what I will do, but maybe I encourage somebody else to go higher than me, and then that person encourages somebody else to go, and that's what I want to see in the city. You know what I mean? I want to see people elevate, like to next levels.
No, yeah, that's honestly, bro, like you hit it on the money. Like,
Yeah,
that's exactly what this podcast is about.
for sure.
And it's kind of like, I think, you know, I do want to eventually pull out more of, you know, not necessarily comedy, but not necessarily so serious.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the way the way at least how I came from.
Yeah.
I came from the struggle, and that at the end of the day, it wasn't the struggle you think though. Like I didn't have, I mean, my parents, they ended up getting divorced, right?
Okay.
You know, mom was this way, dad was this way. I was blessed to have, you know, my grandparents, right? But I tell people like I didn't have that story where I didn't have money, or like, and I never was rich, middle class, you know?
for sure.
So I didn't have it to where I had to struggle. Like I didn't have the nicest things, but I didn't have, I did not have not things, you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
But I looked at it like I was telling you, when the Lord humbled me, bro, I went from being right at the top to one day just
Boom.
and then it was like no one, kind of when you're, and the way I'll say it, when you're spoiled your whole life and you kind of been spoon fed everything to where there's no solution and you have to kind of try to figure that out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's who I'm out there to help.
Okay.
I'm the people that kind of like boom out of nowhere, like 'cause you could be doing good in life, and then addiction could hit you out of nowhere. We're in a city that, once again, not trying to knock us, but if you having I'm gonna be honest with you, right? As I was the other day, I was telling my wife, like for the first time in a long time, bro, I stopped drinking 2 years ago. I wanted to have a beer.
Yeah.
Because I was like just having, it was going through it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, dude, I just want to drink and I want to smoke a blunt. And then I'm just gonna, but then it's like tomorrow I'm gonna feel awful.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna, all the time I've already, you know, but what I want people out there to understand is like, you may fall.
Yeah.
You may stumble, you may drink that beer, you may go back to whatever you do, just continue to get back up.
Yeah.
And then as we go, like, I think that's why when I start coming back on and doing lives or trying to interact, is like, I want to let people know, like, bro, I've been going through it.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I wasn't even gonna cancel with you.
Yeah.
Because I was like I need to be in the right mindset.
Okay.
I need to be, because this right here, when you're, it's like, I don't know how it is with comedy.
Yeah.
But like you kind of said that you kind of, when you go up there, you kind of like, your set could be what you're going through.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, at least with podcasting, and I'm learning about it, is if you're not there, bro, for the podcast, you're not gonna be the, chime in with the conversation. You're just gonna, and I don't want it just to be like any podcast.
Yeah, I feel
You know, because like I said, honestly, with you is a little different. Once
Yeah.
again, trying to just give you your flowers. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I didn't know if we would ever line up again.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna just do my best, right?
Yeah.
And as I go through it, even now, like we all go through something. And one thing I always say is, you never know what someone is going through when that door closes.
Oh yeah, for
You know,
sure.
like we could in this podcast, everyone could have thought, oh, you're good.
Everybody's good.
But it's like you don't know that.
Yeah, you
and I
don't know
feel
for
like
sure.
at the end of the day, like I'm really coming on here to like eventually when I bring people on,
Yeah.
don't come on because thinking like, okay, Louis brought on Isaiah, or Isaiah's doing stand up, or Isaiah's doing these skits. Like, bro, you can come on regardless.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
your story, because if you still struggle or you still have issues or problems, like want to come on and talk about it, because then you may help that another guy that thinks, oh, well, they're not going through that, or that person's not going through this. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like, yeah, man, it's for sure that's like a great thing you're doing. And it's like everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story. Bro.
Regardless if you're making skits like me, you're doing a podcast, like whatever you came through, you got a story, you know what I mean? And it should, like, should be platforms for people to share their story, you know?
I really do believe that.
And then it's like not everything's like as it seems.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like even myself, I'll be like, I'm open about stuff like that. It's just like people see the views and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, maybe he
You
got
made it, or you
like,
got the money.
It's like, bro, I still be having embarrassing moments because I'm still broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm broke. You know, but like, bro, like one time, not too long ago, I was at the gas station, broke, bro. I'm like, I had change to pay for gas, and then the person behind me seen me, was like, oh, bro, you Isaiah, I'm like, yeah, da. And then I got to go back to reality and be like, here's $5 on one. Trying to whisper it.
Yes, yeah.
But part of the grind, you feel me?
I
And
really,
it's like what people see is like not all the time reality. So it's like yeah, we still struggle, but it's having faith in yourself, having faith in God. I said that wrong. Having faith in God,
yes,
and having faith in yourself, having faith in your family, keeps you motivated, keeps you going, and being like, this situation going to switch one day. Yeah, it's hard right now. Yeah, it's like a weird imbalance of like people knowing you, but you not having it.
Yeah.
But it's like eventually it's going to even out. So it's like right now I'm enjoying the journey. You know what I mean?
I get it, bro. Like, I mean, to you speaking about gas, I'm gonna be honest. Like last night, we're getting our hygiene, right? And you know, my daughter has curly hair.
Yeah.
And those products are usually pretty expensive, you know. And so we only had X amount of money.
Yeah.
And so my wife's like, well, I'll just get her this. And I was like, no, I'll sacrifice. Like, I don't have to get this. Just get her this. So I can tell you, like, once again, and I'm only telling people like that because, I mean, people will be like, oh, well, he has, you know, and I tell people like that, like, they don't know what's going on behind closed doors sometimes, you know. And as we're in our, you know, you're younger than me, but I'm in my late 30s. Like, I have a family to support, so there's certain sacrifices I have to make.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, like when people are like, bro, like, even now, like, dude, you gotta go get a job. You gotta get up on that podcast. But it's like, you just said it right now, bro. You motivated me. You're like, hey, bro, you got the 9 to 5. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually have to go back to work.
Yeah.
And then in the next time
Man,
we do,
I barely got that job though. It took me a while, man, bro. Hey, let me tell you, man, doing this thing. Hey, you got a wife, kids, man. Proud of you and all that, but
appreciate it.
Woo, being in a relationship doing this, man, it's tough. It's a tough one, man. I'm very understanding. Women, like, you know, like not wanting to like understanding that it's like what I'm doing is very not traditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not right now. I'm not the dude that can hold down the household right now. I got to be able to move how I got to move, create how I got to create, and you know, like that's tough. And so, like, if stuff doesn't work out, like I understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm trying to chase this goal, trying to chase this dream, and it's like relationships kind of, you know, like that. It's tough. It's so I can imagine, you know, being married with kids. It's like a real balance of trying to be creative and trying to do stuff. Like right now, I'm out here like moving how I'm moving, but it's like I probably one of my relationships for sure. A relationship not worked out because of me like kind of putting this maybe first and being like, you know what, I'm just going to go get the traditional job, work all the time, provide, do that stuff, which I'm capable,
Yeah.
but that's not. I know I'm going to be in there suffering like mentally, like nah, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, and so it's tough to balance that out with a relationship, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like you do got to like right now I don't got a family, but it's like if you got to do that, you got to do that and figure out like how it works for you, but I say keep faith in your thing, and then like money will come. You know what I mean? Especially you talk to God, you talk to the Lord, you put it out there like, hey man, like I need help. Like
yeah.
Being humble, being like I need help.
Yeah.
And like
And then to remember, like when it does come,
Yeah.
to remember these conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember the change in $5.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember not getting the proper shampoo.
For sure.
Or remember having to buy. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll tell you right now, I don't really drink soda.
Yeah.
But my kids like it, right?
Yeah.
And so us kind of like hurting for a little bit of money with like Dr. Thunder.
Yeah.
Bro, I drank that as a kid, so I was like, I told my wife, I was like, well, let's see if they like it. I mean, all we can do is try it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not gonna be embarrassed about it. Like it's there, whatever.
Yeah.
And my kids ended up loving it. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's something like I said.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I look back at this podcast down the road, I'll be like, I'll never forget where I was then. And so when we are doing bigger later, like, hold me accountable, bro. Remind me, like, hey, bro, remember we talked? Because at the end of the day, I do want to continue to bring on. I mean, maybe one of these days you could let me know when you guys do an open mic, and I could just show up, and then I can what I do too is I interview on the side.
Okay.
And then I can be like, hey, bro, like, how did you feel? Like, obviously, I know you'll feel good because you've been doing it for a little while, but maybe that guy that just starting, like, hey, how do you feel? Like, how did you, how were you up there?
Yeah.
Hey, we need to get you on a podcast, and then from there, kind of just. I truly genuinely mean like right now I'm boots on the ground. So I'm trying to balance it all out. I do know, like I said, I have a family, so I have to I have to do that first.
For sure.
But I want to make sure that I go out and you're talking about all these people, bro. I knew honestly no names.
Yeah. And hey, shout out to all of them. Most people don't because they don't, like I said earlier, like Fresno stand-up comedy isn't like highlighted much, but there's a lot of talented people out there, and
well, just know I want you guys to come on eventually. This is for Central Valley Talent, so you guys are all welcome. Just reach out to us in the DM and kind of go from there. And like I said, Isaiah, man, we really appreciate you stopping by. Is there anything else you kind of want to say before we head off?
Fresno, we in the building, man. We out here in Fireball messing with the Josh Allens and the Fresnos. And man, shout out to you, man, for having me on here.
Yeah, bro.
I got to watch the rest of this 49er game. Hopefully we win it right now.
And I'm going to tell you right now, bro, don't judge me on those hamburgers, bro.
Oh, bro.
We have to run it back, and then next time I won't have, because now I met you. It's a little different. You kind of caught me off guard, and I'm going to be real. Like,
and he know I'm a big dude, and he messed up the hamburger stuff.
Man, it's because I was,
he got nervous.
It's all good. Everyone's laughing out there. And the whole point of it is we made them laugh. Bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But all right, bro. Appreciate you, Isaiah. And like I said, this was a good part one. And hopefully we get you back later. And you could tell me about, like I said, we could work down the road. And maybe when you do like an open mic, let us know.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. There.
But all right, guys, like we start every podcast with the Bible verse. We end with the same Bible verse. And today's Bible verse came from Isaiah 41:10. The word of God states, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." Isaiah 41:10. And with that being said, I want to thank you, Isaiah Washington, comedian, and look forward to seeing what you got coming in the future.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yep.